That's about as American as it gets, bro.
It's American.
Is this thing on?
Check 1 2 1 2.
It's fucking crazy.
They're invincible, indestructible, and he's living for like 10,000 years.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hunt for Greatness podcast.
Distasteful way I could start.
That's
a video.
okay because the mic's just turned on, so it'll start here.
Oh,
So
good.
you don't sound like
so they don't hear my terrible joke. That was a good joke.
Let me
though.
turn my phone on silent.
Yeah, do that.
Oh,
I got Timothy Walters and Gregory Bender in the building, boy. Hunt for Greatness podcast, episode 98.
whoa.
We getting close to one halt.
I thought this was 99.
No, it's 98. I accidentally put 98 on the one with me and Bradley, and it was 97. So you're gonna be want to
So
be
this
real.
is
You want to be
98
real
B.
close.
There's 98A.
You get real close. So if you need to like,
Yeah.
however you need to get,
Hunker down on.
hunker down that thing, boy.
Yeah.
We ought to make us a bigger table.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna be in here much longer because
Yeah.
I got babies coming. But so I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know if I'm gonna buy a bigger house or if I'm gonna box in that carport, which I think would be probably problem after problem if I tried to box that thing
That's gonna
in.
get expensive.
With that, and then like the fact that it might just leak and shit. But me and Tim were talking today. I definitely want to start the podcast off talking about Second Amendment and like mental health and shit because I just don't hear many people talk about that shit, and we're pretty much all three Second Amendment advocates as far as like right to bear arms, which is pretty cool because I usually have like some goddamn yuppie on the other side
Some
talking about
dirty commie gun
yeah,
grabber.
like a goddamn communist on the other side of me talking about how bad guns are. So what's the deal with like? Why do you guys think like a lot of women can't get behind like
Women's.
women's more?
Why more women's can't do what?
Why more women's can't get behind Second Amendment more? Women's.
I think because people are out there on the news making it scary for everyone.
Especially women's.
Well, okay.
If you
How
don't know
about
how to use a gun, then a gun will probably scare you. So, guys.
You think it has to do with testosterone though? Because I think at some point.
well, what about the woman in Wilmington who shot the an intruder because she carries?
in Wilmington?
Yeah, it just happened like
What?
a week ago.
I didn't know about that.
She murked his ass.
I think
So-
she would be the exception.
So
She
what?
lit 'em up.
Yeah, she's an outlier, dude. But what happened?
I want to say that he broke into her apartment and she came home while he was in it, and she had her pistol in her purse.
That's fair play.
Yep.
Ladies, if
Castle
you're
doctrine,
listening,
bro.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I posted about it. I said the gun control advocates want her to be helpless.
Huh. I'm pretty sure I liked it, but I didn't know it was an article. It was
Yeah,
an article.
WECT or Star
Oh,
News.
I thought it was just a picture.
I think
of,
it was Star News.
Huh.
It just happened.
Damn, that's crazy.
See, and I know it's inflammatory
Get
when I
close
say
to
shit
that
like
mic.
that. But I do that on purpose because I want to piss the gun grabbers off. Because even though they don't think like that, that's the fucking end result. Is people like that are fucking helpless. And Joe Biden is on record saying all we need are shotguns. Bitch, a shotgun gonna fit in my fucking purse?
I saw Dick Cheney needed to blast that dude away, huh?
That's it.
dude, I can make y'all real mad in about 35 seconds.
Come on, make us fucking mad.
Have you heard about Virginia?
Yeah, we were just talking about it. They refuse to give up their guns though.
I know, but guess what? Come July, if things go the way that the governor of Virginia wants them to go, everybody's going to be a felon. Just like that. There's a day that they're supposed to turn in their guns by, and like there's like 13 or I want to say there's like 13 different categories of like semi-automatic rifles holding more than 10 rounds, like anything with a pistol grip, anything with et cetera,
Get closer if you can.
Basically,
That sounds good.
they're just saying like pretty much any gun other than a shotgun or like a bolt action hunting rifle is going to be a felony. So everyone, they're like declaring safe zones. Like some counties are declaring like, this is a Second Amendment safe zone and all.
What does that mean?
Sanctuary
It means
city.
Sanctuary.
What does that mean?
Meaning the sheriff will not enforce gun control.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So the sheriff actually has power over his county to not enforce what the state is telling.
The sheriff don't have to enforce a goddamn
That's
thing.
old school. That's like I'm real close to the mic. I'm crackling. That's old school. That's like Andy Griffith type.
Bro, that's like some Wyatt Earp shit right there.
Dude, that is, dude.
Yeah.
Damn.
That makes me Doc
so
Holliday.
keep going. Tell me what else you know about it though, because that's interesting.
All I know is that they've already had rallies and stuff. They got
Tanner's
people-
pissed.
Yeah, they got people going out there to like support people. Like not even VA residents are going out there to support them. Like of course everyone's strapped up, and guess what? No one's getting shot out there. Bunch of guys with guns being peaceful. Imagine that. But they're protesting it because, I don't know. I guess that's the only way that they can fight back. Like it's pretty fucked.
Hey,
I think-
drop that quote from that Chinese guy. Huh? Drop that Chinese quote, bro. The one where he's like behind every blade of grass.
Oh, the one of the generals of
Ching
Japan.
Lang Su.
No, he was Japanese. You racist fuck.
Hey, same names, bro. Do they?
We just had hibachi.
Japanese, you racist fuck.
We just ate hibachi, which is a Japanese treasure.
Okay.
Okay, we didn't have General Tso's.
That's Chinese?
Yep.
Chineses.
Anyways, General, for the sake of this conversation, his last name would be Yakamoto.
Yes, I like that. Continue.
He
Sounds like
said
a car.
that they would not invade America because there would be a man with a rifle behind every blade of grass.
True.
Yeah.
And there was over 1 million American troops overseas. So he ain't even talking about soldiers. He's talking about citizens.
We'd go
Yeah.
Viet Cong on them.
I think
Right.
that's really the Second Amendment is what makes us intimidating as a country. Because we're allowed to possess firearms that...
So, but see, here's my thing about the Second Amendment. It shouldn't even be needed. Because the Second Amendment is there for us to tell the government, you can't take shit from us. It's not the government saying you're allowed to do this. It is us saying, fuck you, government, you can't take our shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking for.
It's
it
a
says in
natural
there,
right.
from a tyrannical government.
It's a natural right.
Yeah,
So in a
shall not be infringed. We should be able to have like
anything.
Anything
So the
like that.
founders,
Like fully automatic M4s and shit.
yeah.
the
Back
founders wanted us to arm ourselves equivalent to whatever standing military we have.
Because we came from Great Britain where they weren't able to do that, correct?
into- right.
Right.
We came over because they remembered that back then, 1776, that where they came from a government that was like that.
So
We had
everyone
just finished fighting a government. That was
Yeah,
after the Revolutionary
yeah,
War, bro.
well,
they're-
everyone thinks that like the Tea Party started it. The American Revolution actually didn't. What started it was a group of redcoats trying to disarm a populace in Massachusetts, and an American was killed over gun confiscation.
Wait,
started a
say
war.
that again?
The war started
What war?
with the American Revolution.
Yeah, okay.
It actually started. The first bullet fired was the redcoats trying to disarm the population.
Like, take the guns.
Yeah, and an American died.
This was before the. States.
That's not
This
the
was
shot
like
heard around the
Vietnam.
world, is it? Is that what that's called?
I don't
Because
know.
there was one.
I don't
it was
know.
something called the shot heard around the world. It started a war, which I'm pretty sure was a Revolutionary War.
I feel like the shot heard around the world was the shot that started World War One.
Was it?
Yeah.
I think-
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ferdinand.
Franz
Okay.
Ferdinand.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when
Yeah.
they assassinated him.
Like in Austria or something, or he
Yeah.
was Austrian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take me out, I say, don't you know? You say you don't know.
Oh, I get it.
Okay.
Franz Ferdinand.
Yeah, dude. France
Take
fucking
me
Ferdinand.
But I have a conspiracy theory about Virginia.
Oh, I got one too.
About Virginia. I think that they want gun owners to show up armed and use their guns so they can paint all gun owners as terrorists. I think that's what they want. They want us
after
to
one of
look
the worst
unhinged.
states. I mean, because they've already got California, New York, like New Jersey, Rhode Island. Those are all like extremely controlled. In California, you can't have a semi-automatic rifle with a magazine holding more than 10 rounds, right? And you can't have like a pistol grip or anything. You have to have these like, they're called sportsman stocks. So it's like a regular shot, like a shotgun.
It's like a mini 14 stock.
Yeah.
Like a
so
rifle.
It does. You don't
Just a
wrap your
regular
hand
rifle.
around it. You just hold your hand like that.
Yeah, that's going to keep people from killing people.
Right. And they
Good
got
job.
that law in, like,
Good
New
job,
York and all
California,
that.
you fucks.
I feel like they're
You
just
fuck sticks.
They picked that state as like a like Tim said, man. I mean, it's fucking Virginia. Like it is pretty much the South. I mean, it's the edge of the South, but like it's the sticks. You know, there's going to piss off a lot of gun owners, and I think they're using it as a test to see like what would happen if we go for a more Second Amendment
More.
state.
Did it go off? I'll fix it.
more.
I'll fix it tomorrow, okay? It's out of batteries. I'll put more batteries in it tomorrow. Can you go lay down in your
More.
bed? I love you. Night. Can you shut my door? I'll fix it for you tomorrow.
Night?
That was my son bringing his T-Rex nightlight in here because it went out and didn't even say a word to me. Just stared at me. But you see how I knew what he meant because I speak infant,
Well,
bro.
he held it in his hand.
You didn't know what he
Not
meant.
lit.
You didn't know what he meant.
Not lit.
But did you know what he meant?
I knew something was wrong with that T-Rex.
But did you hear what he said
I
in
knew
his
it
brain?
was wrong with the T-Rex.
So here's my
And then I seen
conspiracy
the bottom
theory.
of it and said, oh, it takes battery.
Was that the conspiracy theory that you were talking about today that you were telling me about? Because we were talking about mental health. And,
No.
All right, tell me that one. Or I'll tell you mine.
Show-
I'll show you mine, and you show me yourn. Okay?
All right.
Greg, tell
Whip
us.
it out.
And then I want your input on
I'll tell you
both.
Whip
who's
it
the
out.
bigger.
All right, we'll
I'll tell
start.
you who's the-
So we'll start with mine, and then I want y'all's input, and then you tell me yours, and then we'll give you our input. But I love the one you just said about Virginia. It makes total sense. They always want gun-toting fucking red-blooded Americans to look like pieces of shit.
Of course.
They always do, because they want full control. You know, just like Nazi fucking Germany. But anyway, you tell me yours, because I can't remember mine, and then...
All right.
So far, his is bigger.
yeah.
When Dylan Roof shot up the church in Charleston, I had an epiphany. And it was that every mass shooter, for the most part, is on some type of antidepressant or antipsychotic medication. So the following day, I made the decision to come off of mine with the supervision of a doctor. And in 30 days, I was completely off of Prozac. And the reason why, for one, the motherfuckers put me on it at 14. I was 28. So half
That's
my
crazy,
life,
dude. Your
half my
brain's still
fucking life-
developing.
Yeah.
Kids go through phases.
So part of me had always wondered, do I really need this? And then number two was, they're already talking about mentally unfit to own guns. So if they pass a law that says if you have mental illness and you can't own this gun, then they could come and take mine.
Red flag laws.
Right. But also what we were talking about is, what if you have a doctor that is super anti-Second Amendment and say, well, this motherfucker is on Prozac, which is one of the mildest antidepressants there are. It's not even for anything major. It's just for like mild depression. And he just like red flag them, red flag them, red flag them, red flag them. All these motherfuckers. Oh, you take Klonopin occasionally for anxiety, red flagged.
Well, what if they have like incentive from the government to do so?
Okay, so like I told you, in Obamacare, in part of the fine print, because the motherfucking shit's like that long, they put gun control measures in it, and part of it was doctors. They wanted doctors to inquire about how many guns were in your household. My doctor confirmed that, but she was like, I don't, because she's cool.
But they're probably not a lot like that.
No. But it got me thinking, like, also, like, what the fuck? Why are antidepressants the most commonly prescribed medication in this country? it got me thinking really hard. And like, why didn't the doctor, instead of like when this 14-year-old kid saying that he feels bad about himself or whatever, instead of saying, hey, why don't I send you down the road to this person and talk about it, let me just write you this script that's going to make you feel better. And then come to find out, with change in diet and actually fucking exercise, I realized I wasn't even fucking depressed. I've never felt better. June will be 5 years.
That's awesome.
No antidepressants. I feel fucking great. You're supposed to
I'm
go
pretty
up
sure
and
I
down.
remember when you came off of them.
The main thing was I
Sleep.
don't want to give the
It
goddamn
fucked your
government.
sleep up bad. Didn't
Yeah,
it?
for a little bit.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
remember like you couldn't get to work on time, you couldn't sleep. That ain't like you. You're there on like
All the
same
time.
time every day.
Dude, I'll never forget going almost 48 hours straight with no sleep.
Fuck.
Like
24
went to
is
work.
rough, bro. 24 is
24
rough.
is hard.
Yeah.
But like, I worked I barely slept the night before, and then I went to work. I'm exhausted. I go home and I cannot fucking sleep. I'm taking fucking Benadryl. I'm taking Advil PM. All that shit.
Can't sleep.
Can't sleep.
Damn.
Wake up the next morning, drink some coffee, pop a rock star,
How do you
and go to work.
how do you wake up if you can't sleep?
I rose out
I
of the
woke
bed.
up dead, man.
I arose.
I arose.
So break it down, conspiracy theory. What are you saying?
I am saying,
From a fundamental standpoint.
from a fundamental standpoint, breaking it down, what I'm saying is, I believe that eventually there will be a law stating that if you take anything prescribed by a doctor for mental health, they will try to take guns from you. You won't be able to get a pistol purchase permit no more. You won't be able to go buy a new gun from a store. They'll flag your ass.
Well, how about me? I was approved by the sheriff to purchase multiple pistol purchase permits, multiple rifles. I owned 2 rifles at the time and 2 pistols. When I went in for my concealed carry permit, I paid about $100 for the class, which was run by a police officer. I passed the course. I went to the courthouse and where the sheriff's department is, and I paid the filing fee for an application for a concealed carry permit. I was denied that permit because I had been admitted to a mental health facility, Wilmington Treatment Center, right? So I appealed that. That was, I want to say, $250. All right. This is by now. This is like 9 or 10 months after I initially took my course.
yeah.
Right.
You got to do it within a year, right? Or does it matter?
No. I mean, right when I got my course done, I applied for it, but then it took like 3 months for the denial. Then I appealed it. It took like 6 months for them to acknowledge my appeal, and then I had a court date. They didn't tell me I needed a representative, so I represented myself. I didn't have a lawyer. It was an actual court hearing, and someone was hired, like a prosecuting attorney was hired to basically make me out to be a piece of shit, and so I couldn't get a concealed carry permit. But I could already legally own guns. The sheriff approved all my purchase permits, so I had guns. They knew that I had guns, but I couldn't conceal them. So during this court hearing, they're asking me all kinds of questions like, well, it says here, that you were admitted to Wilmington Treatment Center, and you did this much heroin a day, and you admittedly were
So they got your doctor records?
yeah.
Dude, isn't that illegal?
No,
Not
you
if
actually
you-
sign it over for the concealed
gotta
carry
say-
permit.
Oh,
pull
you
'em.
got to allow them access to the
Mental
medical
health check.
records.
Yeah, and I didn't think anything of it because I know people that are recovering that have years clean that got their purchase permits.
Didn't go to
concealed
Wilmington
carry.
Treatment Center. That's
Did-
the only thing.
There's one person I know that didn't, and there's another person I know that just had like other like criminal charges, and he still got his. They made him jump through hoops, but he got his. So I wasn't despairing. I had a note from a doctor, a prescribing doctor, that explicitly said, "I've been working with Greg for this long. His problem is with substance abuse only." It said black and white, I see no reason why he can't safely conceal a handgun. I got a note from a therapist that I see weekly for like 3 years. I'd been seeing this guy. This guy knew me very well. Said the same thing. I've been working with him. I see no reason why he would be unfit or mentally unsound to conceal a weapon. I got a note from my my boss at work. Actually, it was Mark, and it basically said, He's been a stable employee for this long. He's dependable. I attest to his character. I see no reason why he can't safely conceal. I brought all that, put it in front of the judge's face, and the prosecuting attorney was like, do you live in a bad neighborhood? Why do you want a gun concealed? Why do you?
Oh my God! Get the fuck out of here, because I'm a fucking American, and you shouldn't have to prove that you should be able to own one. They should have to prove that you shouldn't be able to own one.
I'm an adult.
You should automatically be able to own one unless the right is taken from you in court.
I agree.
Can we acknowledge how arbitrary?
That's a crazy story, dude.
Let's just acknowledge the arbitrary nature of concealed carry laws. Period.
Like that they don't matter.
They don't fucking matter.
Yeah, if you're gonna
motherfucker that's gonna go in and shoot some motherfucker doesn't give a shit about a concealed carry law. They don't give a shit about a gun-free zone.
They're not paying hundreds of dollars and going through the court process.
They don't have their fingerprints on file voluntarily.
Yeah, I got my fingerprints now, by the way.
That's crazy. So do you.
Oh yeah, for sure. I remember rolling them on the computer when I went in there.
What the fuck? They're arbitrary. Concealed carry laws are arbitrary. So are pistol purchase permits.
Yeah.
It's just a way for them to tax your ass.
And know what you got. And know what you got.
Right. But if I want to go get a pistol really fucking bad, I can.
Yeah. For sure.
It's just fucking lame to me, bro. I don't need one, dog.
But if you do ever.
But I don't need it. I don't like Glock.
So what else did the DA say? So basically she was like, do you live in a bad neighborhood? Why would you want to own a firearm?
She was like, why do you want to be able to conceal yours? Don't you already own them? And I was like, yes. And the sheriff that approved my purchase permits was there too, because that same sheriff was the one that denied me of the concealed. So she had to be there by law. And like they asked me like, do you own guns? And I said, yes. And basically I told them, I was like, look, I really don't know why I have to explain myself. I was like,
oh, they didn't like that.
No. I mean, I said it in a different way, but I was like, look, I don't ever want to have to use the thing, but if I do need to use it, I want it to be on me and I want it to be out of sight because, they make you a target. I don't want to walk around scaring people with it on my hip. I was like, I just want to be able to transport it in my vehicle within arm's reach, out of plain sight, without being a felon. Because if you have a pistol and you don't have a concealed carry permit, it's in your glove box, it's under your seat, it's in your fucking door pocket. If it's not in plain sight, which is like the dash or the passenger seat sitting out in the open, it's a felony.
Yeah.
And so I told her, I was like, I just want to be able to I was like, I love shooting. I'm an avid outdoorsman and marksman. I was like, I want this to be an easy process and I just want to have it just because. And I tried to articulate that I'd changed pretty much everything about my life. I had 3 years clean, all this stuff. And at the end of the day, the judge was kind of cool. He was like, look, man, I got to deny you. He was like, this doesn't say anything about you. He was like, my job is to make sure that the county is safe. He was like, I have to determine, if people that are recovering heroin addicts can get custody of their kids or not. He was like, stuff like that keeps me up at night. He was like, I have to make some hard decisions. And he was like, 3 years in the grand scheme of things isn't that long, but you can always try and apply again and appeal it again if it gets denied. And we can have the same thing over again and maybe it'll be different. That was the ultimate thing that I got out of it. So it wasn't a complete one-time, one-shot denial, but it was about $600 in the hole.
And you have no felonies.
No felonies. I don't even have I just have a couple misdemeanors and they're the last one was 10 years ago.
Damn.
Clean driving record and all that. The only thing that I ever had pop up was just my mental health because I had been admitted to treatment. But again,
in New Hanover County, though.
Yeah. That's the only reason.
If you would have gone in a different fucking county,
you would have got it. Yeah, they couldn't have found it. They couldn't have found it, though.
Yeah, but you have to live in the other county. You have to be a resident.
Nah, they could. They look.
No, what I'm saying is you file for a concealed carry permit in New Hanover County, but you went to treatment in Greensboro.
Oh yeah,
they don't even care about that.
I actually know.
That's what happened with me. I got a concealed carry.
Yeah, I'm not going to say who, but I know another person that's the same thing. They went to treatment. I want to say either out of state or in a different city, and we actually went to our class together and took it at the same time.
Me and Tim did.
Yeah, and he got his and I got denied.
That's crazy.
It's very arbitrary.
So I like your conspiracy theory, and I feel like it kind of ties in with mine, and mine's kind of poorly thought out and ridiculous, but hear me out, guys.
Well, we all know that you have the IQ of a moron, so this
as long as we keep that in mind during this,
no surprise.
It could blow your mind. So I think that the conspiracy could lie in Big Pharma, and the like in the antidepressants, because like you said earlier today, every shooter, like mass shooter, for the most part, I'm pretty sure all of them were on antidepressants, right? So I think
95% or more.
I think that it's something that they're doing with this medicine and the way that it reacts in your brain is causing people to go ape shit fucking bonkers and shoot up a bunch of fucking people. And that ties in with how they're going to take your guns, because if you're on it and you haven't shot anybody, they could still take them, like you're saying. But like dude, it fucks with people's heads, bro. Like, how could it not? If 95% of the mass shooters that have, how could it not fuck with your head?
Dude, they tell you if you have suicidal thoughts while taking this medication, seek medical fucking help.
What is in there that makes that happen?
Dude, I don't even know. I can go deeper down the rabbit hole. If you look into like the Las Vegas shooting, the official government report is that it was one gunman. The amount of rounds fired and eyewitnesses and what they found in that room, there's no way one person could have shot.
Do you remember what they found in the room?
There's no way one dude removed 800-pound hurricane-proof glass by his fucking self.
Didn't he have like huge guns, like huge tripod
like 14
mounted
rifles,
fucking
400 pounds of gear, and I stayed in Mandalay Bay. It's fucking, dude, security is insane.
But do you think
There's
it was
cameras
before that
everywhere.
though?
Dude, I don't think
every casino has security
right?
like that, bro.
Yeah, I
went
so.
after.
Let's be realistic here. 14 guns looks a lot more scary than what a practical person would do. And now I'm saying practical as in like if someone really did want to shoot up a crowd, they wouldn't take 14 guns. They would take one gun and 20 magazines.
Exactly.
Am I right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
That's exactly what I was
Maybe
saying.
one backup, maybe one extra rifle.
Yeah, if it jams or
but
something.
like 14 rifles, what does that look like? I think, and I'm going back into the conspiracy theory. I'm getting a little deeper now. I seriously think that all these mass shootings that are happening, these motherfuckers are put there by the government. There's like multiple shooters or whatever. I don't know what the specifics are, but like, all right, here's another one that really, really will upset people.
Wait, hold on, because I want to talk about what you were just saying, but remember what you're about to say. Just quick, like, the government put them there is what you're saying.
Yeah.
What if the antidepressants that these people own are like fucking mind control? And that's how the government puts them there. It doesn't actually physically put them there, but they're like, all right, put this in this dude's medication, and he's gonna end up shooting up a bunch of fucking people.
Okay, so
but let him say what or whatever. Yeah, if you can remember what you're about to say. It
ties into this. There supposedly it was an article. It's been months that I read it, but these parents like contacted their local news agency because the FBI was caught trying to groom their child with mental illness to commit crimes.
Holy shit.
I don't know how true it was.
But that's what we're talking about.
I don't know
here.
how true it was.
Was their child on antidepressants?
Yeah.
Dude, I just think it's like the LSD studies.
He had like bipolar disorder.
Dude, you remember the guy who fucking bombed Oklahoma or whatever? Wasn't he in LSD? Yeah, wasn't McVeigh in like LSD studies in the government?
I think so.
One of the guys who bombed some shit, the World Trade Centers. Remember how somebody bombed that shit back in the day?
90s and 93.
Yeah, so Timothy McVeigh did Oklahoma City, and then some other guy did
the World Trade Center.
Yeah, but one of them was in the LSD studies by the government, like mind control shit. Have you ever watched
MK Ultra?
Yeah, MK Ultra. Have you ever watched any documentaries about that? Like how people would throw themselves off of 15-story balconies that were on
they could fly.
Yeah, and there was like FBI government officials in the room when it happened, and like their reports were just, it was all bullshit, dude. It was like mind control, and that's what I'm saying. I think these antidepressants are like not meant to help people. I think they're meant to control people's fucking minds, bro. Maybe. And it could help people. I don't know. But what were you gonna say whenever we cut you off? Do you remember?
Yeah, there's just other okay. So like, I'm not super big on believing any conspiracy theory until there's like more what ifs than there are facts. So like, I think we talked about 9/11 before.
Yeah.
It's not the fact that like it couldn't happen the way that they said it could, but all of the other really strange things like Building 7, the fact that they didn't see any plane parts recovered from like, the Pentagon itself, the sub-level basement explosions that were reported by eyewitnesses before the planes even fucking hit. They were reporting that there were like like sub-level basement explosions and stuff. There's all kinds of weird stuff. That's what makes me look at it as a conspiracy. Is like, okay, so yes, some fucking Arabic Islam, radical Islam guy could have done that, right? But how about the fact that that whole month the Navy or the Air Force in the area had been training for a hijacked plane scenario, and so when it actually happened, there was all this like weird discrepancy of communication where like they didn't actually know if it was a test or not. Dude, the intercepting like planes like from the Air Force didn't get off the ground until like the first plane had already hit, and you're telling me that the fucking Air Force couldn't stop the second one? Like after the flights were hijacked, there was a time elapse where there should have been jets intercepting them immediately.
Oh, for sure.
But guess what? That whole month they had been training for a hijacking scenario, and like there was like a delay on like
they were training for a scenario exactly like what happened.
Yes, look
that's
into it.
Fucking insane. And then they talked about how they weren't ready for an attack like that.
Right, and so like there was like a whole bunch of like miscommunication and stuff, which I think was purposeful.
What's that say on there?
Oh shit.
Movie recording has been stopped automatically.
Huh. Hold on. You can keep going.
But anyways, what I was going to get into is like the Sandy Hook shooting. Like that's another scenario where like a bunch of kids were allegedly killed, which is sad. And you know, if it really happened, it is a tragedy. I'm not saying that it's okay. I never will. What I am saying is that like there was a bunch of like weirdness that followed it. If you look into that one, like there was like an off-duty military or police officer like found in the woods outside the school. The ambulances showed up, but it never, like on the video, it never
Let's don't
showed.
talk about that one.
Yeah, well,
that's a I mean, there's plenty of other ones to talk about.
That's
just
just
because
the
if
only
that
one.
really did happen, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just it's not even worth talking about.
Sandy Hook?
Just to me, like I don't want to talk about it just because the kids that died or you know, I'm cool with talking about 9/11. I just don't want to talk about Sandy Hook.
That's fair.
It's just uncomfortable, man. It was a fucked up thing if it did happen.
Right.
Super fucked up.
Yeah.
But like, dude, on 9/11, I can't remember the guy's name. You could Google it and find it like that. But there was a guy who was talking about there was like $14 trillion missing from this wing of the Pentagon, the exact wing that the fucking plane crashed into. And like, or 100 trillion, like some crazy amount.
Trillion.
Some crazy amount of money, dude. $1 trillion, that's like fucking 1,000 billion, bro. That's 1,000 billions, I'm pretty sure. Because it's more than a billion.
100,000 million.
Yeah, that's a lot. That is because there's
it's
1,000.
a million.
It's a million because
It's
there's
a million
1,000
million.
million and a billion.
You know how many trillions that is?
One. Yeah, I do. It's one.
Or how about Tower 7, which was like not hit by planes, but the official report is that it was it got burnt by the fires from the trade
Through the
centers.
tunnels or some shit?
I don't know, but it collapsed in the exact same controlled demolition way. Like, and the official report was like fires from the trade centers spread, but none of the other buildings around collapsed like that. Like the buildings that were adjacent to the trade centers or anything like that. And Tower 7 apparently had a bunch of like CIA and government officials working in it leading up to that. And then like I guess they vacated or something for some reason. Like they're, again, I can't, it's hard to talk on a podcast about things I'm not 100% up to date with the facts on, but I am 100% sure that there was like a lot of, like what I'm touching on is pretty much like what I believe to be part of this conspiracy theory, which is like the government was over in that building too, and it was a bunch of like confidential like CIA people like that didn't disclose what they were doing there, and they were in and out, and then guess what? Trade centers go down, that building goes down.
It's super sketchy. Let's be honest.
Fuck yeah.
And you know, like Gulf of Tonkin, fucking Cuban Missile Crisis, all that shit that happened, like it always ends up coming out when they declassify files and shit. Have you seen the report on Amazon Prime? It's called The Torture Report, but torture is like blacked out. It's called The Report.
Yeah, with Adam Driver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. And it's about
intense.
how Dick Cheney and them waterboarded a bunch of people, and they fucking made it out like that's the only way they could get the information out of the terrorists, but really they already knew everything the terrorists were telling them in the first place. So it was like this fucked
And
up,
they got
unnecessary.
no new information.
They got no
at
new
all.
information from these guys, and it was like so un-American to do some shit like this. It's pretty much torturing people to get information. It was like what it was all against all American principles. Like we're not supposed to play like that, but we do.
Dude, we do.
We
and
fucking
act
do.
Like we don't.
We
Do you know
do,
what
but we're not
happened?
like the rules of engagement. Like
The
it's
Geneva
like
Convention. I mean,
yeah, the Geneva
you're not
Convention.
supposed to
It's
do
in the
that.
Geneva Convention.
Bro, do you know what we do as a country whenever there's a dictator or someone we don't like?
Kill them.
We give rebel forces in the area weapons and ammunition and money, and we tell them to rebel and kill their
And
own
then
leaders.
10
So
year
we
later,
don't-
when they're out of control,
yeah, then
we do it
go
again.
in.
Well, then 20
That's what happened
years
with
later,
Saddam.
and then 20
And
years later, those
Osama bin
rebels.
Laden.
Yeah, exactly. The same rebels we gave guns to are the ones that supposedly flew the planes in the World Trade Center.
Right.
Same guys, Taliban. They're the ones who turned into the Taliban and fucking
Right.
whatever that other group,
You
like
know why?
ISIS. We
Because
armed
give 'em-
ISIS.
They do all this shit for us, and then whenever we say, appreciate you, bruh, and we dip out,
Turn our back on them.
they're pissed.
We're like, appreciate it, and then we're like, we got Israel's back now. Fuck you. And they're like, oh well, we still got all the guns you gave us, and we're gonna fucking blow your shit up.
Yup.
The reason I was bringing that kind of like
Just keep an eye on that. If it
espionage-
says anything, then
yeah.
just tell me.
The reason I was getting into like that kind of like conspiracy or like government like shadow operations is because I like to make the connection that I don't think there's any reason why we wouldn't do that to our own people, i.e. like mental health. All these people that are shooting up these places are mentally unsound, and like don't look at the facts. Just it's this guy with big scary guns, and he's the one that's like killing everybody. So guns are the problem. It's like I wouldn't put it past the government to do that kind of thing.
Have you never heard of the syphilis fucking experiment that they did on black people
Yeah.
in like the 30s? They
No.
gave them syphilis just to see what would happen.
In another country, in like South America. It was
Oh, dude,
somewhere in
there's a
South
bunch of
America.
people that-
But we did it to them. The United States did it to
Yeah.
them. But it was somewhere in South America, like some little
Here's the
community.
thing, dude. We're not doing it. And here's the thing about illegal immigration. There's like a million odd illegal Europeans here. Nobody talks about them motherfuckers. Nobody. But because they're Mexican and their skin tone is the right color, the government knows it'll draw up hate. That's why no one gives a fuck about the Middle East, bro. Seriously.
Like
Nobody gives a
because we've
shit.
been made out to hate them, is what you're saying.
Yeah. They target, and I mean, it sounds SJW, whatever. I don't really give a fuck how it sounds, but they target disenfranchised, poor, brown people. And we fucking go right along with it.
Yeah.
What about the million illegal Europeans here, man? What about them? Not to mention, if you can walk 2,000 miles with your family to try to give yourself a better life, I don't think you're a bad person.
Probably not.
And you're trying to escape a country where there are no jobs. There's
You're
violent
good.
That
crime
we created.
everywhere. Yeah.
We created the fucking mess in Nicaragua and Honduras and shit.
With the Rick Ross shit, arming the rebels and shit. That's what you're talking about, like
Yeah.
the 1980s cocaine or the
Yes.
crack cocaine
We
crisis.
created that.
That's a huge fucking. That's like what Greg was talking about. How we arm the rebels to push our agenda in another country.
Yes.
And we did that. And who was the president then?
Reagan.
Yeah, Reagan.
Fucking Reagan.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
the Just Say No era, right?
Yep.
It was
Yep.
the Just Say No
Yep.
era. Nancy Reagan's on every
Dare get started.
Dare, and it's like they're allowing the crack cocaine to come in and destroy the black community because that's what they wanted.
It's like what Dave
It might
Chappelle
not have
said.
been what Reagan wanted, but it was what somebody who controlled Reagan wanted.
Look, Dave Chappelle said it awesomely in his latest special. That now he knows how white people felt during the crack epidemic. Because he don't give a shit neither. Because now the opioid epidemic is hitting and it's affecting white people. But now what's happening? We got to do something.
Yeah.
It's this big fucking deal. Narcan is everywhere. Now.
Well, dude, it's
You
not
know
the
what I
same
mean?
thing to me because you can't die from crack. I mean, there's not a lot of people who die from crack.
It can give you a heart attack.
Yeah, but not really, like most of the time.
Yeah.
Like, how many people do you know had a heart attack from crack? Maybe a couple? One? How many people you know die from opioids? And they have Narcan.
Personally,
And they
yeah.
have Narcan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To me, it's different. Like, I understand, like, what Dave Chappelle's talking about. You know what I mean? But
Well, the white community didn't give a fuck.
I understand. I
you
get
know what
it.
I mean. It's just
But that's the way Dave Chappelle saw it, and that's the way probably a lot of African Americans saw it. Is that the white community didn't give a fuck?
Mm-hmm.
But do you think the white community really didn't give a fuck?
I think it's easy for us as humans to turn it off whenever we don't see it
Yeah.
every day. Not, and I'm not talking about on the TV screen. I'm talking about walk out your fucking front door and look at it.
Yeah.
That's true. I mean, the fucking wildfires in Australia right now, like, I care, yeah, but am I doing anything about it? Honestly, no. But, like, apparently it's really
What
bad.
are you going to do when it's supposedly caused by arson?
I mean,
You know what I
that
mean?
Hey, man,
that
they got
doesn't
20
change-
million people.
Yeah, that doesn't
It's not
change
that many.
anything to me. I mean, it might have been
It's a big-ass
started.
country.
It's a big country. You only
No,
got 20 million
listen.
people. Go where it's not burning.
It's the edges
Hey,
are
live
burning.
somewhere else.
Go in the middle.
Hey, live on another island.
Hey, move.
Try that.
Wait, are y'all being facetious right
Yeah.
now?
Yeah, we're just talking shit.
I was about to say,
No,
'cause
it's
we're doing
it's fucked
exactly
up. No, it's fucked
Yeah.
up. It's definitely fucked
No, I mean
up.
it sucks, but like they arrested 24 motherfuckers for starting the goddamn fires.
I mean, dude, in our own country, when a hurricane hits like Texas or Louisiana, how many people are really doing anything about it? It's right in our own backyard. How many people really gave a fuck when Florence hit North Carolina? Not that many.
No.
I mean, really, not that many people gave too much of a fuck.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I don't know, dude. It's like disassociating yourself with other people's
It's
pain.
Dude, Flint,
It's
Michigan
easy.
still has unsafe drinking water and
That
shit.
to me is absolutely insane.
And we spend billions.
They just
probably
gave
trillions on
Trump
bombs.
$130 billion for military warfare.
Hmm.
Yeah, and they say that he's in collusion with Russia. Why would you do that? Why would the government give you $130 billion if they really truly
Have you
believe?
noticed
Dude,
for
Russia's
the past
coming
year and
for
a
us.
half? The past year and a half, there's been no Russia anything.
Yeah, because it's not true.
Right.
It was some made up bullshit.
Dude, before he was inaugurated, they said they were going to impeach him. They've been looking for
Yeah.
anything. They're grasping, bro. Anything they can fucking hold on to. Got to impeach this motherfucker.
Clarify, who's they? Who's they?
The Democrats.
Okay, Democrats.
Yeah, the Democrats.
Okay.
And caveat, I don't like Trump. I really don't, but I think it's bullshit what they're
I kind of like him. I mean, just to put that
I
out there.
like it
I know I say it on every
for the
podcast.
counterculture. Like he's countering the hysteria. That I like that,
Yeah, that's what I like about him too.
but I
Sorry
do
for all
not
that.
like Trump as a fucking leader.
Yeah, he makes us look like dumbasses, but
Maybe that's just what the media wants us to think, though.
I think he does
Dude,
probably.
he's the first one that put red flag laws out into the ether. He said it. He's on videos saying, "I like to take the guns first, then investigate."
That's crazy.
That's fucking red flags.
I mean, Obama did the assault rifle ban, though, when he was in office. Like
No, he
that was-
didn't. Clinton did. Clinton.
No, you're
banned
talking
us-
about the one in the 80s. I'm talking about the new one now, that specifically with AKs. At least this is something I'm aware of.
My first AR I purchased during Obama.
ARs are different than AKs
How?
because AKs are made on communist manufacturing plants in
Damn.
other
Exactly.
countries.
Damn.
There's a law, and I forget what
Exhibit
it's
A.
called.
Why I don't own one.
Yeah, there's a well,
Hey, show your AK right now for the
Yeah,
camera.
show
Just
the
don't
camera.
just don't point it at me.
it's unloaded.
You can see in the camera
Bruh.
what the camera can see, right?
Yes, I can.
Check that bad boy
Dude,
out, people.
They
We brought
are
some heat.
Well made.
Oh, that thing's beautiful.
Machine.
Yeah,
I like
Is
that
that a
thing too.
V8?
this gun.
Is that a Hemi?
Not this particular rifle, but this type of gun has killed more people than any other gun.
Dude, I like that.
gun right there. Can I hold it real quick?
Dude, that
For the
wood,
camera,
that light color
Everyone,
wood's
you're
beautiful.
looking at literally the only thing that communism ever did right.
Yes.
Literally,
Wow.
the only fucking thing they ever did right.
Wow.
And they want to take it from you now.
Yeah,
Just had to get
there's a
that in.
law. And,
That was
actually,
fantastic.
I think everyone should hold a gun. You keep that,
Dude.
I'll pull out the American. This is the old AR-15.
Dude, that
pistol.
thing is sick,
Bro.
dude.
That's
Oh
for
my
you.
I
You
God.
hold
trust
that
you,
one.
Greg, but my daddy always told me to check anyways.
Yeah, check it.
He wanted me
Wow,
to check
dude.
behind him.
This sight is insane,
Let me.
bro.
Can I say that motherfucker is loud?
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Cannon going off. And this is your old Call of Duty one right here. This is a bullpup. I got this one in a auction.
Bullpup.
A bulb.
That means that
Bullpup.
the action in the magazine is behind the trigger group. So the barrel is from here to here. but the overall length of the gun is very short. And the
Wow.
spent casings drop right out.
What does
there.
that shoot?
5.56, same as that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's like a compact.
So
AR-15.
this shoots 5.56 and 2.23.
Yeah.
Okay.
And same with this. I mean, the 5.56 round and the 223 are the same pretty much size. There's a difference in like the actual pressure load. So like a 223 cannot shoot a 5.56 because it can explode inside the receiver. But
But
the
a
5.56 can
You shoot a 2.23.
That one's chambered 223 wild, WYLDE, which means that it's capable of shooting both accurately. There's like a minute difference in like the distance between the rifling and the casing inside the barrel. So like shooting a 223 out of a 5.56 won't be as accurate as a 223 out of a 223 or 5.56 out of a 5.56. But the 223 wild can shoot both rounds safely and accurately.
Wow.
Because of the way that...
Dude, the sight on this bad boy is sick. It's not heavy either.
No, that thing is
It's
for like...
super
yeah,
light.
You should feel the recoil.
Yeah.
Is it heavy? Like a
Well,
heavy?
it shoots a fireball at the end of it that's about 3 feet long.
Holy shit.
Because it's a rifle round, so it's rifle amount of gunpowder, and the barrel's 7 inches. So half of the gunpowder doesn't even burn by the time the bullet leaves the barrel, so it shoots a cone of fire out. That's why it's so loud.
Damn.
It's loud.
Dude, this thing is sick, dude.
Yeah, that's
Like
my
it's
baby.
big loud.
But yeah, so there's this ban that did happen when Obama was in office that any rifle has to have at least, I want to say like 51% U.S. made parts.
I remember
Right?
that now.
So
yeah.
like that
Yeah.
one in particular, it's got like you want all of the guts of the gun to be communist. You want them to be made on the factories that have been in existence
Why
for
is
100
that?
years.
Just because they've been doing it way longer than us?
Bro, because all the guns that are in Vietnam, that are in Africa, that are in the Congo, that are in all of these states where like people are just using them and they work, and you can throw them in the mud and you can throw them in the water and they won't rust and they won't jam. Those factories have been making this gun like thousands a day for hundreds of years. Well, not hundreds of years, but since it started being made. That comes from the Zastava factory in former Yugoslavia. And that same factory has been making the guns that are killing people out in fucking Afghanistan, Iraq, all those guns. So the barrel, the receiver, the bolt carrier group, all of that is true communist. But how they get around it is like the wood grips, the sight, all the non-essential, the screws that hold in the trigger, whatever. All of that stuff is American made so they can import it. But before the law that Obama passed, I'm pretty sure you could just get these guns from China or from Russia or wherever for like $300. Now they're thousands of dollars because they're so desirable, because they freaking work. And like U.S. companies that make AK-47s, they're making the same gun, same dimensions, same specs, but they're not as reliable because they're not made on those traditional like factories that have been churning these things out for like 100 years.
Damn, that's crazy.
So that one right there is beefed up. It's from the former Yugoslavia. Whenever Yugoslavia separated from Russia, they wanted their AK-47s to be able to shoot rifle grenades. So they gave it a heavy RPK barrel. Instead of a 1mm receiver, they gave it a 1.5mm receiver. So it's like just a little beefier, and it's a little bit longer. So that thing right there, you can run it over with your Tundra, bro, and it'll just keep going. You can throw it in a swamp, get water inside the action, get mud inside the action, and it'll just shoot.
Holy shit. Indestructible.
Yeah. It's got like 7 moving parts.
Wow.
That, on the other hand, beautiful rifle, well made, dependable under the right circumstances. You cannot throw that in the water or the sand or the mud, and it'll keep going. That's why we don't like those. It's because those work and those jam. And if you don't believe me, ask any Vietnam veteran. They said, our guns jammed, their guns killed us.
That's why that has a forward assist on it. The very first M16s didn't have forward assist.
That
And what was
doesn't-
happening is the bolt would get stuck.
Right here.
Yep, the bolt would get stuck, and it wouldn't fire. And guys were dying. So they had to go back on the assembly line or back to the drawing board and figure out how to solve that so that little button shoves the bolt forward.
Guess what, though? That doesn't even need a forward assist. There's no need for one. It just works. I will always. I mean, I'm even wearing the shirt, man. The fact of the matter is, you can get
What is that shirt? That's badass, dude.
AK Operators Union Local 4774. This guy Rob Ski. He's like he came from Europe and joined the U.S. Army actually and fought for a while. And then he doesn't like it anymore because it's reliable. This guy basically just his job is to review AK-47s and all their variants from all kinds of different makers and manufacturers, and he puts them through a torture test, and he just tells you which ones are good and which ones suck, and all the laws concerning them and like the new up-to-date stuff. But yes, like this one right here, he said basically it's not pretty, it's not that like well made, but it is tough and dependable. It passed his test. This dude takes this same rifle and puts a bar right here and does pull-ups on the gun, like using the gun as the
Holy
weight.
shit.
And like he does the sand test where he holds it like this and he pulls the trigger repeatedly while people are dumping sand into this part of the gun, which is where you don't want sand.
Yeah.
He takes a string, puts it around the trigger group, and throws it into a swamp, like an actual like stink water swamp.
But
lets it sit for 24
what kind
hours.
of gun? What kind of gun did Rambo use?
Probably a U.S. military
And
shooting
and
16.
and Schwarzenegger and Predator.
Well, that's because they look cool, man.
This is movies that this man's talking about over
And
here.
what did Forrest Gump shoot?
A U.S. military issued rifle, because all these guys were in the U.S. military.
Hey.
Tim,
What did
I
all
know you
the
love your
fucking
American-
terrorists shoot?
AK-47.
that's right.
Fuck them.
Hey, look, dude, this might sound sacrilege, but we don't do everything the best in the United States of America. We don't. We don't.
We damn sure
Just
don't
saying.
do gun control the best.
So, so all this shit.
Full circle.
Yeah, I like it. All this shit that we're talking about that's fucked up with the United States, think about, like, what they do in China. They don't give a fuck in China, bro.
Which leads me to my other point. Fuck LeBron James.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, you want to suck him off.
Was that my child?
I think that was your wife.
Was it?
Someone's running water, I think. Can't tell.
That's the government and the Chinese coming in here to take our guns away.
They're tapping us. Here, let me hand you this, Greg.
All right.
I definitely want us to take pictures with the guns for the... Let me just see what's going on here. Yeah. Alright, just making sure you're here. Yeah, we fucked my house up with that sofa.
Dude, we destroyed
The
it.
door's about to fall off.
For real?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. I just didn't put it back on
Good
there
luck
right. What is that,
reselling it.
1911?
It's similar.
CZ.
That's a CZ75B Omega. Feel the trigger pull on that.
Damn,
It's
that's
2.5
cool as hell. I
pounds.
saw you clear it out.
Yeah. 2.5 pounds.
It's really smooth.
Nothing.
It's a double.
But it's a
action.
lot of, like, pull if you don't cock the hammer back.
Right. That
So
one
what's
doesn't
the-
have a safety. It's only got a decocker.
What's
so
the pull if you...
That's like 6 or 7 pounds. Or no, I think it's actually 12 pounds. You got to mean it.
That's what my SIG's at. My SIG is 12 and then 5.
Yeah, that decocks it. So it doesn't go all the way to resting. It goes to what's considered a 1/3 rest. So like you still have to do that heavy first pull. This gun right here, the U.S. military, like the SEALs, were considering that as their standard sidearm because it's like reliability, accuracy, and dependability and all that shit. And the only reason they went, it passed all the same tests as the Sig Sauer. Which one is it? The Sig Sauer.
Isn't it the 226?
226, yeah.
Yeah.
It passed all the same tests. They drop it on the hammer with the round in there. They freeze the fucking thing. They heat it up to like 200 or 300 degrees. They got to make sure, like, when they drop it, it keeps firing afterwards. It's still accurate. It doesn't go off on its own. It passed all the tests, but they're more expensive to make, so they went with the SIG. But this gun right here it's pretty fucking sweet.
I think
Dude, it
it's
looks
sweet.
Badass.
I
It
got
looks
this
like a
on auction,
1911.
too.
I love that gun.
So
And,
it's
like-
not a 45.
No, it's a 9mm, and it rests the actual slide. if
How's
you-
it shoot? Does it shoot really good?
Shoots like a Cadillac, bro.
Okay, compared to you got a SIG. So what compared to the SIG?
I haven't shot that gun.
Oh yeah.
What,
you
the
have it.
SIG? Oh, you haven't shot that one. I'm about
I
to
love my
say
SIG,
you own
bro.
a SIG,
I
bro.
love my SIG.
I'm pretty sure I've shot your SIG.
The rail is internal, so the slide actually sits in the receiver instead of like on top
On
of
it.
it,
Yeah.
which gives it like a lower bore, which helps with accuracy. If I can thread the damn thing.
That's why a lot of competition shooters use CZ.
Yeah, they've got this one called the Phantom, which is like, it's just like this, but it's
It
instead
goes
of
back
being all
together
metal.
that easy?
Yeah, I just have to put this pin in.
Okay, I was about to say, wow.
Well, the Glock goes back together like that.
Glocks
Super,
are stupid.
super
Glocks
easy.
are kind of stupid.
Dude, I love my Glock.
Hate your
dependable.
Glock.
Love it.
Hate your Glock.
Fuck you guys.
They're ugly too. You can't
Dude,
argue
they're
that.
so ugly.
Dude, I like how they look.
That thing looks like that'd make fucking John Wayne shit his pants right there, bro. If you
Think
saw
so?
that thing, yeah, his little nuts would start quaking, buddy.
Dude, that's
Dude, that
fucked up.
decocker is so much easier than my SIG. So much easier.
That's,
SIG
that's
is-
the Czech Republic for you, baby. They're doing it right. Czechoslovakia. I'm Czechoslovakian and Yugoslavian, so I got a Yugoslavian rifle and a Czechoslovakian pistol.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I love that thing. I got it ceramic coated too. Shout
Oh,
out
dude, it does do
Buffmasters.
the one.
Did you really ceramic coat the pistol?
Yeah, man. I took
Dude,
it
that's
in there.
awesome.
Dude, people were looking at me real weird when I was in the detail bed doing that. I did it
Dude,
there,
you ceramic coated the pistol.
inside the barrel and everything, dude.
That's fucking awesome.
It doesn't even hardly need oil. When I try and oil it, the oil beads up and sits on top of the metal and doesn't soak in.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
How much was that thing?
That gun,
Yeah.
I want to say I paid about $600 for it.
Oh, that's not bad.
at all.
No. The one
I want
really
one,
wanted,
but
they
I
got
want a
one-
45.
They got
Do they
one-
make a 45 like that?
They make a 40.
I don't
Fucking
know.
useless, man.
I don't like my 40. I got a 9. It's a Glock, and I love it, and it's pretty.
45
I call it Sarah
cool and all,
McLaughlin.
man.
Dude, it's a useless round.
Yeah.
What, 45?
Yeah.
It is.
No, I
It's
just-
nowhere near as accurate.
I know, but I got a
You
9.
don't know because you said you won't.
I would like to
And
have
if you
a
knew, you
45.
would never say that.
Have you ever heard of a 10 millimeter?
Uh-uh.
It's like beefier than the 40 cal. It's
Same
it's
diameter.
The same diameter as a 40 cal, but it's got more ass behind it, a little more power,
More.
and it kicks like a mule. So you want a 45, but I think what you really want is a 10 mil.
Oh, shit. Who makes a good 10 mil?
All of them.
I'm pretty sure CZ makes a 10 mil.
I like that. I like the way
6-iron.
that looks.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I just love the Glock. A lot of people do think that. People think these shoes are ugly, and that's why I got them.
Dude, I'll tell you
Fuck
like
'em.
this, man. As far as so, like, if I'm thinking about the end of the world, Glock is a safe way to go because
For sure, you
everyone's
can
got
throw it in the
parts
fucking
everywhere.
mud, just
it's-
like that
it's the
AK, and you can
AK of
shoot the
pistols.
fuck out of it. Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
That's one reason why I got it. And the whole lower is plastic.
Yeah.
It's just like you got a little bit of metal in there, but it's
Yeah.
dude. You take the top part of that gun off, it doesn't weigh anything.
Right.
And
it
just
won't
the,
rust.
like the stress test, like you were talking about, I watched a bunch of videos with that, and I was like, I really fucking like this Glock, and I love the way it shot when I shot it at the gun range, and I'm like, yeah, that's what I want.
That's what
Yeah.
pisses me off is I can shoot a Glock really well. I just don't like them.
I
Just like
this
the way
'cause
they
it's
look
heavy.
or the way they
I don't
feel.
like the way they look.
It's
I
all
will
personal
never-
preference, really.
I will never, ever enjoy a striker fire. I don't know why.
I'll tell you
I've
one
just-
thing. You
I've
can't
got
beat
to
Like
no
you
one
want a
over the
hammer.
head with a Glock. You can't beat anyone over the head with a Glock. This is all steel right here.
Yeah.
That'll wake you up
Oh, for sure.
and put you to sleep. You'll wake up dead. You get hit by this thing in the head, you'll wake up dead, man.
But I'm gonna hit you with the metal part of the Glock. I'm gonna have my hand around the fucking around where you're supposed to hold it at, and I'm gonna just hit you like that with
My
it.
But I'm
Sig's
just
got
saying,
a
we went
polymer
hit, if
lower.
we went hit for hit, I'm saying you're throwing little stingers. I'm over here Mike Tyson with this
Nah,
thing.
dude, because I got all my weight at the top. Boom! I'm hitting you right in the fucking dome piece, and the barrel's not pointed at me; it's pointed at you. So if it goes off, you're dying, not me.
You want to talk
Feel
full
me?
circle? I'm going to throw this at you like a boomerang. Shout out Australia, bro. And
Ninja
it'll
Star.
come back when it's done.
Shout
too.
out Australia.
And it'll come back when it's done, too.
Yo, shouts out to Australia finding you on the map.
Where is that?
Mhm.
Where is that? Swing it this way. Let me see it. Dude, Australia's huge to only have like 20 million people.
Bro, and they got more venomous spiders and snakes and fucking critters that'll kill you, like jellyfish and all that, than like anywhere else, bro. If you go to Australia, you're basically like, it's like skydiving, man. Like, you're probably going to survive. There's a good chance you might not.
You know it's a weird place right next to Australia? Papua New Guinea.
Oh, yeah, they got
Weird spot.
Yeah.
Like they have fucking tribes that still have no idea that anything has ever taken place, like technology or anything like that.
Maybe. I feel like by now,
What's
dude,
that
we-
tribe that killed that dude?
A tribe called Quest.
I don't know,
It happened
dude.
last year.
Yeah, I can't remember.
It's like a missionary. And
It
they
might have been
killed his
Papua New
ass.
Guinea.
They killed his ass.
You guys want to talk about our Lord and Savior Jesus? Why are you walking at me with spears?
Dude, they did. They straight up murked that
You think
motherfucker.
they ate him?
You think they ate him?
I don't know, maybe.
You think he turned up missing?
Dude, he turned up fucking missing, dude.
How do you turn up?
So
missing?
neither one of you guys probably have seen the Aaron Hernandez documentary, correct?
No.
So good, dude. But I'm into shit like that. Like, he was so good in the NFL that it was. And
Oh, is that the one about how he like killed someone and played a whole season or something?
yeah, absolutely.
I saw it pop up on Netflix and I never watched it.
gotta
'cause
watch
stuff
it.
Like that, I don't know,
No,
stuff
you
like
get,
that
well, you
doesn't
don't
catch
have
me.
to watch it. But the thing about it is, he actually killed like 4 people. He killed 3 people and shot 5 people, and he got away with it for so long because people were always like, "Oh, that's Aaron Hernandez. He would never do that.
Nice.
He's not even a suspect," which is crazy. And he ended up killing himself because it came out that he was homosexual.
Damn.
Yeah,
Y'all think we
Or
should actually?
bisexual.
Y'all know that movie, The Purge?
The
Never
Purge.
seen it.
Let's
but
just
I
be
know
let's
the
just be real
concept.
honest here for a second now. Would a purge be that bad? Really?
No, because you know what I'm doing? I'm not partaking. Me and my family's going to disappear. Let all them crazy fuckers do what they do, and then I'm going to come back.
But how many
stocking up.
people are
I'm
thinking
saying
that?
I'm gonna go Dexter.
I'm gonna eat Tim's
Y'all
dick.
know that show Dexter? I'm gonna go out there hunting the people that are hunting people. How simple is that? If you want to, if you want to purge and all that, that's cool. But guess what? I'm coming for your ass, and my commie AK's coming with me,
And it ain't gonna jam.
and it ain't gonna fucking.
I'm taking
jam.
my youngins and my wife, and I'm.
Yeah, but how many people are gonna think that?
I don't give a fuck.
Because that's exactly what I
I don't give a
think.
fuck.
That's exactly what I would think.
There'd
You
be
got to
enough-
think of something that other people ain't gonna
There'd
think
be
of.
enough people that wouldn't think like that, and
Bro,
they
just
take
dig
care
a
of each
hole
other.
in the dirt and stick a straw up through it.
See
through
that?
the
Now
straw.
that's an idea, Tim. You
Dude,
could
no
take
one would
you
ever-
could take a
they're gonna
lot
be looking
of
for
notes from
bunkers, They're
Gregory.
gonna be
there.
looking for basements. Just dig a hole in the ground and stick a damn snorkel out of it.
That just switched off.
Oh, did it?
So we're still recording, but the camera, we can't be seen
The
right now.
audio's recording.
So audio's recording. This is the part where we need to take our shirts
Sounds
off.
like it
Damn
took
it.
took
We
a
missed our
picture.
chance.
No, it just turned. Well, I'll just have.
I think the display might have
I'll
come.
just have to do it in like scenes or something. We're good.
Yeah,
So you would take your family to like where?
Appalachia. I'm getting lost.
So
There
like,
ain't no
but
If you get lost and you don't know where you're at, then how's anyone? No one's going to find you. If you
yeah,
don't even
but
know
but
where
so
you
we
are.
know
I
it's
can't
coming.
even find
So this
me.
purge, like we know it's coming.
Oh, yeah,
like it's a
dude.
set date every year.
July 4th.
You know the thing was it July 4th?
I don't know. That's just a good
Dude,
day.
you know the thing was like they wouldn't let you kill any government officials. Did you notice that in the movie? It's like government officials were off limits.
I thought it was
That's
like
bullshit.
you can kill like all
This is
crime
Purge
legal.
1 I'm talking about.
I thought they just hid the government officials. I thought if you could
I'm
find
pretty sure
one,
government
fair
officials
game.
were off limits. But all of them are probably hiding in Jeffrey Epstein's mansion
Yeah,
in Brooklyn
getting finger banged.
Or on his island.
that Clinton paid for. Probably.
Probably.
With
Bro,
money
I'm-
that we gave Clinton
I'm
to
talking
do
like
speeches.
I'm gonna get a full ghillie suit. I'm gonna paint myself black, get a full ghillie suit. I'm just gonna carry around a bunch of ammo, a little bit of water, and some. I'm gonna go out there hunting people. Anyone with a mask, they're a target. You know. what I mean?
See, you're probably going to die.
No way.
Just probably. Maybe. Most likely.
There's a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance.
I might. Hey man, I might turn up dead. You know. What I
Hey,
mean?
he like going way out in the middle of nowhere, like in the woods. All you gotta do is last 24 hours. It's only a 24-hour
It's easy,
thing.
dude. I ain't sleeping.
So what
I got
happens?
Underground
ammo.
bunker.
What happens at hour 23 and 58 seconds? You're like staring someone up with a gun. You know they got their gun on you. You're in a Mexican standoff, and then purge is over.
Well,
You
that's
just
what
walk
happened. No, that's what happened in the Purge. Did you watch the movie?
No.
No.
So he's talking about it like he saw the movie. So in the movie, The Purge, like the real first Purge with Ethan Hawke, who was
Yeah.
a badass motherfucker.
Was it a good movie?
Yeah, it was good. The first one was good. Never watched another one after that because sequels blow.
Yeah.
But
Except Ace
yeah,
Ventura.
yeah, it was good. Oh
yeah,
shit.
that was the better one.
That exactly.
So hour 23 and 58 seconds, they sound some shit off, and the purge is over, and they got guns on them, and the barbaric nature of human beings will take over in a situation like that. Those bells and whistles mean nothing.
Right.
I know that's what you were getting at.
Dude, I can't believe that I thought of that, never having seen the movie. See, I should
I'm
be
pretty
in show
sure that's
business,
what
man.
happened in the
I should be
movie.
show business.
I'm pretty sure. Because at the end, they had to murk some people off. And
And that was illegal at that time.
it was illegal. But who's going to prove that? People were dead everywhere. And when the purge ended, all you heard was ambulances, police cars. Because all emergency services are off during those 24 hours.
Yeah.
They don't come help you.
Yeah.
And the movie was Ethan Hawke was a home security salesman, and he sold these badass security systems that fucking were like metal, and they came down over your house during the purge, and only rich people had them, and they were supposed to be unable to be broken into.
Couldn't you just burn the house down
Supposed
with people
to
in
be.
it?
Supposed to be, and he was the guy who sold them all, so everybody in his neighborhood was jealous of him, so they all wanted to kill him. So they found a way to break into his security system and kill him and his whole family. They were all jealous of Ethan Hawke because
They killed Ethan Hawke?
Yeah.
He dies?
Yes, he dies.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, it's an old movie, dude. So that spoiler.
seen it.
Anyway, so yeah, that's what the movie's about. They're all mad at him because he took their money, sold them all home security
How does
systems.
the fucking star of the movie die?
Dude,
He dies,
it
dude.
happens all the time.
He fucking dies in Training Day too, doesn't he?
No.
He almost dies.
He almost dies. Denzel dies.
Denzel dies. That's right. That was
He
a hell
kills
of a
him.
fucking
I love
movie.
That movie.
Or how
They
about-
need a Training Day
Can you
2.
say The Departed?
Oh
I mean,
man,
everyone dies in that.
great movie, dude.
Except for Marky Mark.
God damn it.
No, he gets popped
God
too.
damn
Marky
it.
Mark lives.
No,
No,
remember
he gets
there's
popped
that-
right at the
Damon.
end.
Yeah,
he
there's
gets
that scene where he's like a week later or something. He's like just chilling, living his life, and then some dude that we've never seen before offs him. That's how
Where?
it ends.
No, it ends with him shooting Matt Damon. And then the rat goes across the fucking railing.
Yeah, Marky
It's
Mark
Marky
comes
Mark.
in with the footies,
Yeah, he's got
booties
the
on,
footies
and he's
right.
like,
And Matt Damon's carrying his groceries. He goes, all right. And he,
God damn it.
Yeah,
God damn it.
that was a good
You
movie.
got me in my office.
How
I
you doing?
love
Good.
Tom.
I'm tired from fucking my wife. How's your parents? Or how's your mom?
Tired
She's good.
from-
She's tired from
Fucking
my
my father.
I love that movie, bro.
haven't
Dude,
seen it
that's
in a
Four
while.
Brothers, isn't it? Or is that...
That's The Departed.
Oh, yeah, Four Brothers, where he's like, I was bumping uglies with your mother last night. Whenever they're getting interrogated by the police, and the
Yeah.
police just beat the shit out of them. That was a great fucking movie. You
Didn't it
guys
have
seen
Andre
that?
3000 in it?
Hell yeah, dude! And it had Tyrese,
Yeah, and who was the other white guy?
Ethan Hawke. No, I don't know, but he was good. The younger
Yeah,
brother who
yeah.
gets popped out in the front yard.
Yeah.
Dude, how badass was that when that whole team of Vincent Sweet's dudes just rolled up on the house and they were just like, God.
I have not seen that movie in so
God
long.
damn, I've
Dude,
seen it like 100 times.
Yeah.
I like the way you do business. That's what Victor Sweet says to Marky Mark. Dude, when Marky Mark comes across the ice to fist fight Victor Sweet and try to get him into the fucking hole, if that was me and you going in that hole. Just saying.
You know I'm
You
surgical with
beta.
this shit,
Oh,
Jay.
no.
You're beta male.
Bitch.
If you was a fish, guess what kind of fish you'd be?
An Oscar.
Beta.
You know betas
Beta
will eat
fish.
other fish that are in the tanks with them. They're actually vicious as fuck.
Yeah, they're cichlids.
You can't put a goldfish and a
They're
beta
cichlids.
fish in the same tank. They will. The goldfish
Oscar's
will lose.
more vicious than a beta, though, so watch his shit.
What's an Oscar?
Cichlid as well.
What the fuck is that,
What
They're
dude?
the fuck is
they're
this?
I'm not a
fucking
goddamn
cannibals.
scientist,
they're the
bro.
kind of fucking fish that eat other fish like that.
Hannibal Lecter. Fish.
It's whatever.
Do you guys remember the show Autopsy?
No,
on
never-
HBO?
Negative.
No.
Oh my god, it's so scary. I watch it before I go to bed to freak myself out. Oh my god. My alarm, dude, my alarm went off this morning. I told Tim this, but I'm going to tell you, Greg. So I got an alarm system on this house, and it'll like go absolutely berserk if somebody opens a door while I'm asleep. And it last night at 4:30 in the morning, I heard it go, garage door, breach, and then it goes, woo, woo, woo. So I grabbed the 9, shucked that bitch, and I'm coming through the hall because my
This
room
happened this morning.
this morning. Yeah, that's why I'm so goddamn tired.
Dude, I was going to say, that's like you're starting off your day with about as much adrenaline as a human can possibly contain.
So I was already kind of awake because I just took a piss, and I laid back down and I closed my eyes probably for 5 minutes, and I hear the thing go, garage door, breach, and then it goes, woo, woo,
I
woo,
was
woo.
to say breach. That's such
Or
like a
not
strong
breach,
word.
maybe it was garage door something. I heard breach.
Dude, breach
I heard
is like a security threat. Like,
home base breached. That's what I fucking heard, okay? And then Kim literally backhands me in the chest. Boom! Like, before I can get up. Dude, the alarm goes off and I go, bam! I get hit in the fucking chest. So I'm like, so I fucking perk up, dude. And I'm like,
Oh, she was hitting you to wake you up.
Yeah, before
okay,
I
thought
could-
she was stopping you. From
no,
killing
before I could
somebody.
even get up. So I'm up and I got my 9 in my hand and I'm fucking going down the hallway. And I know
You felt like Matt Damon in that moment, didn't you?
dude, I couldn't even think, to be honest with you, because I mean, it's never done that before.
Yeah,
So I thought somebody was trying to get in the fucking house.
yeah.
So I was like scared a little bit, but not really, but like full on fucking adrenaline. Like if I see something moving, like I don't know what I'm going to fucking do. Like I know my kid and my girl are right there for a fact. I know they're not up here.
Yeah.
So like if I see something
So
moving.
anything on this vector is liable
So I
to
come,
be-
I check every door. They're all locked. It was my shed. So my shed has an alarm on it. So my shed is what tripped the breaker. So I don't know if something hit my shed. I actually still hadn't checked the shed, but it looked like the
Probably
door.
got some dude camped out in there, bro.
My kid's monster truck's in there. So I mean, it's not, that's that and a weed eater. So it's like, I
Well, I
doubt.
didn't say he was stealing anything. I said he might be camped out.
Sitting in
He
the
might be
monster
in there
truck, dude.
eating-
Dirty Mike and the boys and had an orgy in my kid's monster truck and
Might
left
be
the
using that
fucking
shit to get around with.
Dirty Mike
Dude.
and the
You're at
boys.
work.
fuck a bus pass, son.
Yeah, have you ever noticed your battery's been draining for no reason?
Dude. But it scared me. It scared me like
Yeah.
and then I got angry. Like the initial sound was like scared me, like jumpy scared, and then I'm like and I went into fucking full on goddamn, but I felt super calm. So I was pretty happy with how everything turned out. Like as far as like a real on drill where I don't know what's going on. It was crazy, dude. But I got 15 shots in that 9, so if I miss you with a couple, I'm going to hit you with a few. But I'm probably going to hit you because it's literally fucking 10 goddamn yards from me to anybody who's in this house. It's an easy shot.
Dude, I gotta put you onto this ammo that I use. It's Grizzly plus P 9mm bonded hollow points. So it's like a 9mm round, right? But anything plus P or plus P plus is like a overpressured round. And a Glock can shoot them because I know they can shoot them. Mine can shoot them. Mine can't shoot plus P plus. There's not
What
a
is
lot
this,
of guns.
Polymer?
No. It's just the amount of
overpressured.
it's just
More
the amount of
gunpowder.
gunpowder that's in it.
More.
Yeah, because there's like a standard SAMI like rating for like safe chamberings and all that. There's laws, and like some guns can shoot plus P, some guns can shoot plus P plus. But anyways, these Grizzly plus P rounds are like a segmented hollow point. So it's like it's got a copper jacket with a lead on the inside. It's a hollow point, but then it's got like laser cut like lines down it, so that once it hits a soft target, it'll split on those lines and fold out into like a slug, like a flower, like a
Holy
perfect.
shit.
And then it's like I want to say it's like $20 for 15 of these things.
You get doused up. You get
I
hit with.
spent
That's
30
what I'm
on the
saying.
ones that I use.
What do you got,
$30.
polymer?
Polymer tips, but I also have some.
But polymers are illegal. I guarantee you don't have polymers.
We had polymers, those
Yeah.
red polymer tips.
I
They say
bought
polymer
these
tips.
years ago.
The Hornady
Years.
Critical Defense.
Yes.
Those aren't polymers. Different. Polymer will go through a Kevlar jacket. They're illegal as fuck. You can't buy them.
I think 9mm you can buy. Maybe not. Anyway, I got
No, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I look like an asshole. I'm thinking of Teflon. My bad.
so Teflon
You
bullets.
cannot buy Teflon bullets.
Damn, that's crazy.
They
They
don't
make
I also
Tef.
have some.
My bad, dude. Your polymer. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right. You're
yeah.
right. I fucking got those works. Man.
It's jacketed hollow point, and in the very center is just a fucking like it looks like a needle, but it's real thick. So when that shit balloons, it's got this fucking just tip.
That drives through. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's bad.
They put.
I
them
mean,
there
dude,
so the gun
if
doesn't-
I'm shooting those, fuck whatever I'm shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Kim's dad gave me some police issue fucking hollow points. So I
Did
just put them
Yeah.
in the 9. They're
They're
old, but
probably they got like a federal premium. That those are real expensive. Those are like a bonded, copper plated. Yeah.
I'm
like-
pretty sure that's what they are.
Yeah, and like the reason that they're expensive is because they like use a special kind of powder and they're like low flash, like they don't flash. Like, so if you're in the dark and you're shooting it, you won't be blinded by it. They're really good for exactly what they are, self-defense rounds.
In the dark.
Because if you're shooting mine inside of a building, I'm not gonna lie, like the only reason I got mine is because like it's gonna have the stopping power close to a 40, but in a 9mm because they're plus P. But it's gonna be loud. I ain't gonna be able to hear nothing, and I might get a little bit of flashbang effect from the actual. I mean, they're fucking.
Have you ever been inside of a fucking house with a fucking pistol that goes off?
With no ear pro?
With no ear pro.
You're instant.
That shit
I've been on a covered balcony.
Yeah.
And it was a 38 snub nose, and it about blew my eardrums out. It was
like
my dad's
you're
shit.
literally disoriented.
Yeah.
For a second.
I mean, it phases you. That's the only thing
Especially
I
when
worry
you
about
don't
mine.
expect it to happen.
Yeah. That's the only thing I worry about mine. It's like if I shoot that inside of a building, both me and the criminal are going to be very confused for like a fucking eighth of a second.
My theory on that is I've never shot a gun inside of a home, but I've been inside of a home with a negligent discharge. Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. That makes it even more scary. Yeah. And so you don't expect it. But I think like, yeah, it's probably going to disorient you a little bit, but you expect you're about to fire, so you know some shit's coming.
And your adrenaline is going too.
Yeah,
like,
but like in the moment, whenever like you don't expect this shit to happen and everything's calm, and then it sounds like a fucking bomb went off right beside you, you're like, your ears are ringing.
You might go into shock a little bit,
my
bro.
vision even got a little not blurry.
My vision's kind of blurry. You should probably eat this.
It was
You should
weird,
take it.
bro. It was weird.
Do you
Yeah,
think
that
you
is
might have gone into like a mild shock just from the sheer like
prophylactic butthole shot.
Did you change your underwear after you were done? Or
Dude,
Did you shit yourself? Is what he's trying to ask you.
thank you.
no.
Did you pee a little bit?
Maybe
Did
I
you piddle?
piddled.
Greg, tell me how you feel about duck hunting and.
I just think I heard two ducks. Matter of fact. Continue.
Tell me how you feel about duck hunting, and tell me about that first duck you cut down out there when we were hunting that day.
Dude, I don't like telling the story because I feel like I'm bragging, but let me get
Just
this out
brag.
of the way.
Fuck it.
I love when you tell the story because then I can relish in it. It makes me feel
I
better.
mean, I'll tell it if that's what you would
Tell it,
rather
man.
me do.
Yeah.
But I do want to know how you feel about duck hunting first and foremost before I tell that story.
All right.
Because you hadn't
I've
duck
talked to
hunted
multiple.
before.
I've talked to multiple people about this, and I'm going to hype you up big time. So make sure you like stay humble here. All right.
Yeah.
I appreciate anyone that anybody that is giving and willing to share an experience that they love with someone else. Someone that goes through the fucking process of trying to make sure that everything is handled so that they can literally gift an experience
Which
to
is
another
why I am the
person.
way with you when I fuck you.
Yeah, without lube.
Hey, don't ruin this
I
for me.
love it.
Hey,
Enjoy it.
don't
I want
ruin
you
it.
to experience what
Hey,
I experienced.
cut mic number one. Cut.
Sorry.
Anyway, so going into it, I grew up in a family of fishermen, never hunted, always was interested in it, but I had no one to take me. My older brother doesn't hunt, my dad doesn't hunt, my grandpa doesn't hunt. I didn't have anyone to take me on that experience and like introduce me to it. So like getting into it, like all I knew is that my dad had a shotgun I could borrow and I needed to pay some money and go to a class and get a license. And then other than that, I was like, worst case scenario, I just get out in the outdoors with a friend and see what it's like.
Yeah.
What ended up happening was like I found out that it combines pretty much everything that I love, like preparation, planning, boating, like gun safety, camouflage, and there are things that you need to learn to immerse yourself in it. Like there are things that like someone that doesn't hunt wouldn't know to do or not to do. Like there's a lot that goes into it. And then on top of all of that, you have scouting, and then just the odds of seeing something. And then let's say you do see something, like you might not even have a shot. Let's say you see something and you have a shot, you actually have to hit it. There's so many variables and like things that you can plan for, but like things that like still can be outside of your control, that it's not tangible. It's something that is elusive. It is a challenge. And like that is why from the first day, I just am absolutely enthralled with it. It was so fun to me to see all that happen, and then like to kind of like, I'm not like patting myself on the back like I'm fucking a natural or anything, but to like be able to cut down a duck on my first shot.
Oh, you cut him down.
Yeah, like that was something that was like fulfilling. It's like I might be cut out for this, and the fact that like I've got the kind of brain, I can't tell you shit all about calculus, but like pretty much everything you've told me about duck hunting is in the vault, and like I will soak up things like a sponge that I'm interested in. So like I'm learning so much so quick that I feel like already like I have some input, like, well, like maybe we can try this next season, or maybe like, you know, I'm starting to feel like I actually am included in this culture, because I have like basically devoted like some of my like time and like thinking to like, how do I like get more into this? Like, how do I become more of a hunter, a sportsman, or whatever? But yeah, anyways, the feeling of cutting that duck down was like everything coming together, and just like a confirmation that like, man, like this is what I wanted to do, and it actually happened. And like now that it has happened, I enjoy it like a lot. Yeah.
Does that make you want to hunt?
I've always wanted to hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, we all know why you never invited me.
Is he worried you would get more ducks than him?
There's no way. Tim couldn't hit a duck if his life depended on it. I was going to switch that battery out, but
I heard this statistic the other day that like in the Vietnam War, whenever like fresh U.S. soldiers were put on the ground, only 15% would shoot to kill. The other 85% would shoot above their heads because they're like, it's against human nature to kill another human or something like that. But then when they see their friends start dying and stuff like that, and they get hardened and they shoot to kill. But basically, yeah.
I read that.
I'll tell you one thing. I
every-
shot to kill that bufflehead.
yeah, you did. You cut that
forever.
motherfucker
I read
down.
that for every. I don't know how they could quantify this, and I guess rounds used or whatever. But for every kill in World War II, like something like 20 to 30,000 rounds were fired, because it is against human nature to kill another human.
Damn. That makes total sense.
And you got to remember that we didn't even know what Hitler was really doing until the end of the war. The concentration camps and shit.
Yeah.
We knew that he was invading other countries, but we didn't know that he was rounding up Jews like cattle.
Yeah.
We had no clue.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Dude, I read just today in World War I, it was either the Battle of the Somme or the Battle of Verdun. I think it was Verdun. In 2 weeks, it was the Battle of the Somme. In 2 weeks, the British put on one of the heaviest bombardments in all of history. Like, to this day, 2.5 million shells, artillery shells. I'm not talking about bullets, in 2 weeks. It was nonstop shelling for 2 weeks. The Battle of Verdun was one of the most crucial in World War I. It lasted from February 21st to December 15th.
Fuck.
10 months. And I'm not talking like it was a literal 10-month long battle. Combat was constant. Because that was such an important thing. And the Battle of the Somme was the most British soldiers lost in any single fight, if you will. I don't know what the word would be. Battle. The most British soldiers lost in one battle, and that actually happened to take some of the German heat off of the Battle of Verdun. Like, the Battle of Verdun was so fucking crazy that they were like, all right, we need to do this huge offensive to pull some of those Germans over here and soften up, like, so the French don't get fucking hammered as hard. Dude, World War I, people glorify World War II because of automatic weapons, tanks, planes, and the technology at the time. But World War I was a far more brutal and just...
Tell Tim about that
warfare and shit, too.
Tim about that World War I movie you just watched.
It was one of the best films I've ever seen in my life.
1917?
Yep.
We gotta go.
Yeah.
Remember how we went and seen American Sniper
Dude,
on the
when
bro
y'all
day?
go-
We saw 13 hours, too.
Yeah.
Hey, when y'all
We
go,
need to go
take
see
me
this
with you.
one.
Yeah.
I want to go see it again. You have
All
to
right.
watch it on the big screen too, because like the way it's filmed, they start the cameras in the beginning, And then, like, there are no flash forwards, flashbacks, cut scenes, anything. The camera literally rolls from the beginning to the end.
That's so sick.
So, like, the way that they filmed it was, like, award-winning and stuff. I mean, like as I'm watching it, the set is very real. So, like, the actors really, like, moved across this battlefield. And it was filmed the whole time. So the acting has to be on point because they're not stopping it. I'm sure they had really clever ways of, like probably doing multiple takes, you know? Like, but for all practical purposes, watching it,
It looks nonstop.
yeah, you're not even aware you're watching a movie. You are just immersed. I'm serious.
Let's go see.
Dude, when y'all go, take me with you. Maybe
When can you go?
Sunday. Let's just fucking
I can't go Sunday. It's my kid's birthday party.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
But any other day, I mean, except for Tuesday, that's our home group.
Monday
Let's
night.
figure it out. Like, let's go.
figure it out.
Monday
I would
night.
like to go on a bro date with you.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
I'll be the third bro wheel.
Hell yeah.
Well, bros, I got.
I really want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll
it's
end it
really
because the
bad.
camera's about to die. Thanks to Womack Electrical Contractors for sponsoring this podcast. Great guy. If you need any electrical work done, hit him up 910
From the ditch to the switch.
From the ditch to switch. 910-231-7679. Dude, thanks, bros, for doing a podcast.
Yeah, man.
I feel like my pubes grew 2 inches by talking to you fucking manly ass men, dude.
You should see my.
Y'all are
butthole
some
pubes.
men's men, bro. This is a. What'd you just say?
I need to get a full body wax.
Thank you guys for listening to Hunt for Greatness podcast. We appreciate it.
You ever get a little poop cluster stuck in there?
In his beard.
No, in your asshole hairs.
Of course.
I do too.